Hello, this is a product review for the Ecco Biom Venture GTX. This is part of the Biom shoe line, which I'll go over in some further details for you. But all in all, it is a ergonomic, multi-purpose shoe. It's designed for whatever activity you really want to do with it. You can use it as a cleatless golf shoe, you could use it as a running shoe, you could use it as a hiking shoe, as a trail shoe, walking shoe. If there's a footwear need, this will do the trick. Couple nice things about this shoe that I think are worth pointing out. It does have Gore-Tex lining in it, so that means on the inside of the shoe, if you look right here on the inside, there's actually a webbing that's going to be inside here. I don't know if you can see that very well, but it's going to be inside the whole shoe, and it even coats the bottom of the shoe. They call it Gore-Tex Surround. This keeps the shoe dry, so if you get it very wet, you're not going to have water inside of the footbed area. The other nice thing with this particular shoe is, because Gore-Tex usually isn't very breathable, at the bottom here they have these holes where inside the bottom of the sole of the shoe, under the insole, there is perforations that allows heat to escape out through the bottom of the shoe. This is a nice way to get the waterproofing, but then also still regulate the temperature. As far as the upper portion of this shoe is concerned, it's going to be made out of a yak leather. So yak leather is a lot stronger than your typical bovine or cow leather, about twice to 3 times the strength. How they test is they'll do a tensile strength test. It clamps down and it tears after it's been pulled to the point where it can't handle it anymore. Now, with that being said, this outside is a nubuck suede. So on this particular model, you know, it's very important to use a waterproofing element. A lot of people will get confused and think that, well, it's got Gore-Tex, I don't need to do anything with the outside of the shoe. That really couldn't be further from the truth. That Gore-Tex only applies to the inside. So this outer portion that has kind of that peach fuzz feel, you're going to want to use an aerosol waterproofing spray. If it was a polished leather, you'd want to use something that's an oil and wax base. Now, if you've never had Eccos before, something that I think is worth mentioning is the bottom of the shoe is not glued on. This is actually a liquid injection mold. So there's a two-piece construction. So you've got this first section here. It's a little bit softer. It's going to be really good for your shock absorption. Then you're going to have this secondary layer that they're going to do for the durability of walking over whatever surface you have. So you're going to have your really nice tread here in the heel and in the toe. And then this blue pad, which will be different colors on various colorways. This is actually a slip resistant pad, so if it's wet conditions or oily, you won't find yourself slipping. But what happens by doing this is the injection mold process. I'm going to zoom in here. You can see there's kind of this goo on the inside of the shoe. What this is the injection mold that has actually bled through the stitching at the bottom of the shoe. So it kind of fuses everything together, so you're not going to have any separation from the leather and the sole of the shoe, which really will drastically improve the lifespan of it. A couple other very notable things with this shoe. You may notice on the front here, there's really not any stitching. They have some stitching here to secure the tongue to the shoe, but the rest of this shoe, it's pretty much uniform. There's 3 major spots where they're going to stitch. They're going to have it here in the heel, there's 2 there, and there's going to be 1 here. But none of these are in positions where you're going to have stress on the product, so you can bend it in any numerous directions that your body will want to without compromising the quality of the shoe. You know, the Biom product line of itself deserves its own special mention. It was originally designed as an ergonomic product line, so they took a bunch of athletes, they scanned their feet, and after scanning their feet, they kind of pinpointed where all the stress points are, so that way anybody could step into one of these and be very comfortable. Now, with that being said, the position of the foot in the shoe is a little different than what most people might be familiar with. So it's very much so a zero drop shoe, which means that the heel and the ball of the foot are in level plane with one another, so you have no heel elevation. Sometimes to get that heel elevation to where you might want to use an aftermarket insole or just stick some extra padding under the heel of the shoe. Mind you, the one flaw that I do see in this shoe is right here, the portion that we call the heel counter, which is designed to keep your foot from slipping out, doesn't really have a good catch. and it's not tall enough to accommodate all insoles. So just be mindful of that if you're looking at this product. Ecco has a couple different colors of this. There's a black and an orange. There's also a brown and black, and then there's this one. I'm sure there's a couple other ones out there as well. And then there's also some women's versions of this as well in a couple different colors. I'm not really too familiar on all the colors. I've seen a gray and red and a black and purple. But all in all, I would give this shoe a 4 out of 5 rating. It is definitely something that will return your investment. You know, it's a $200 shoe, which seems like a lot to buy, but if you compare this to a lot of mesh running shoes that might be $150 or $130 even, you know, this is going to far exceed the lifespan of that shoe, and it's going to give you the ability to have one shoe that does numerous things rather than have 4 or 5 shoes. So it's definitely a highly recommended product. It's a little tough to come by, being that it is a $200 shoe, so some of your higher end department stores or specialty shoe stores will be a really good means to come across it. It's a very comfortable shoe. Definitely has a little bit of what I call a meta rocker, where your foot naturally rolls. So anybody who has plantar fasciitis may come to really like this shoe. Definitely has a good shock absorption. And the tread on the bottom of the shoe, because it's polyurethane, it will not wear very slowly. Alright, sorry, it will not wear very quickly. So this is, again, something that you can have for multiple years and get a lot of life out of. Again, you just want to protect the outside. If you do that, you can keep the shoe going for a very long time, and it can really help keep your feet nice and happy. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If there's any questions, feel free to leave a comment down in the comment section, and I hope you will turn in for more videos in the future. Thank you.